Hi Aries, welcome to March. It's Vanessa here. Just want to say quickly hello, how are you guys? Hope you guys had an amazing February. It was pretty crazy with the solar eclipses between the full moon in Leo with a lunar eclipse and then the new moon in Pisces with a solar eclipse. So that solar eclipse should have brought in some good stuff for you guys, and then the lunar eclipse, which was closer to the beginning of February, would have been a huge release, like a pretty much a dramatic, huge release of emotions. And now just realizing what you want from your life, what hasn't been working for you, moving forward, definitely putting the past behind. These are all themes for March, definitely, especially for Aries, because Aries, you guys are the leaders of the zodiac. So we all really look to the Aries to see which way you guys are going. And the Aries in my life right now are doing very well, taking a lot of initiative, taking a lot of action, a lot of forward movement, putting themselves out there, allowing the universe to reward them because they're opening themselves up to the universe. So you guys are doing absolutely phenomenal, and I'm so proud and excited to be able to read for you guys because this has been quite the roller coaster for me, especially. My emotions have been like crazy all last month, and I'm finally feeling some sense of calm, balance, energy. Finally, with March coming in, it was like that, and now I just feel great, and I want to share that with you guys because I really owe a lot of this amazing feeling to the Aries in my lives for inspiring me and for motivating me to put myself out there. So thank you so much. So Aries, I'm going to get started with you guys. So the situation for March 2017 for Aries, okay? Ooh, can you see that? So kind of goes a little bit against what I just said. So when I was just talking about the Aries in my life who are really putting themselves out there, if you don't feel that way and you feel really seated, this is in a relationship more so. So I'm wondering if what it is you Aries are really putting yourself out there in other areas of your lives. But when it comes to relationships, partnerships, feeling very seated, feeling very, it's not necessarily a bad feeling because that seated is kind of what an Aries really needs, is that root, because Aries are so go, 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 but it's almost like you really need to take a seat back, sit back, and realize that forward movement can be painful. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, any forward movement, any movement at all is going to be a growing process. Even when you think about exercising, that forward momentum, you're going to feel it in your legs. You know what I mean? Leg day, you're going to feel it in your legs. But when it comes to moving, when it comes to movement in life, you're still going to feel those growing pains. But a lot of times it's more an emotional, spiritual feeling, okay? So, like I said, in a relationship, very a blind seated here, blind movement. The new moon would have brought in some understanding in their relationship, maybe realizing that we had a rocky past. We had a lot of movement in the past, but it's now time to slow it down because with Aries, and I'm talking about Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising, very quick, very impulsive, and there's never really any time to take a seat back and realize what you've accomplished, what you're manifesting into your life, what this forward movement has brought you, where you are now. Because of course, every step that you take forward, you need to stop and take a look at your surroundings. Where are you now in relation to a year ago? I can almost guarantee you that you are not even remotely close to the person that you were this time last year. There's no way. There's absolutely no way because we go through so many changes, and as an Aries, those changes are absolutely imperative for your growth and for your soul to shine, okay? So definitely feeling some seated motion in your partnerships, an obstacle and an aid. You want that moment to kind of take a rest. It's the Hanged Man, so this is an obstacle. So as much as the Hanged Man, it's funny because as an Aries, I was just talking about that movement, but why can I never get? But as a Hanged Man, he's just chilling there. He doesn't want to move, and he's perfectly fine hanging there. He's hung by his feet. It's like, you're not going anywhere, buddy. Even if you were hung by your hands, you could still try and move with your feet. He's completely relaxed. He's making the inverted four, and four is all about building. It's all about foundational work. It really does not have a lot to do with movement. It's more about taking that step back and planning and organizing your life so that you can move forward in the future with more of a structure. Because anything that you build off of, if you don't have a proper foundation, it'll come tumbling down. So use this month to really build yourself up. What do you want for this next year? What do you want for 2017? Because 2017 is coming very fast, coming and going extremely fast. We are manifesting so quickly. Pretty much any energy that you're putting out there is coming back threefold like that. So keep that in mind. Take a seat back and realize with intention what you're putting out there, okay? That's not necessarily going to be an easy thing for Aries, and that's why it's your obstacle and your aid, because Aries wants go, 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 where the Hanged Man is slow, 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 okay? So recognize that it's not going to be easy, but it is imperative for you guys to take a seat back and chill with the forward forward movement, because it's time to do some groundwork, okay? So subconsciously, there's a lot of authority there at home, feeling like maybe too much authority at home. Either somebody else is putting too much pressure on you to mature, to grow up, to empower yourself, or you're feeling that you're having to put that pressure on someone else to mature, to empower themselves, and to grow up. So realize that the Emperor has Aries written all over it. They are the king of the castle. Aries, I lived with an Aries. My older brother is an Aries, and yeah, they really need to be kind of head honcho, it seems. They need to be the ones calling the shots a lot of the time. So I can only imagine, if you run your own household, how much that can be frustrating when people aren't listening to you, when they're not giving you that respect that you so desperately need. You want to be number one, because Aries are number one. They are the leaders of the zodiac. So when you don't have that authority at home with your family and in your home life, it can feel pretty frustrating. So recognize that that's in your subconscious. Subconsciously, you want to be empowered at home. Subconsciously, you want to have that authority at home. And subconsciously, that could be impeding on the people around you, because either you're too stern or somebody is being too stern with you. So acknowledge it, bring it to the surface, and let it go, okay? If that means writing that person a letter or just changing how you are around that person, whatever that means to you, just let it go. There's no need to lose sleep over it, okay? So thinking like, like I said, a lot of forward movement, but feeling very seated in a relationship. So life is moving very fast, but this partnership has been kind of slowed down, which is what is absolutely needed, which is going to enhance the relationship. But thinking it's like, I've never done this before, I've always been very fast, I don't know what it's like to slow down in a relationship, and not knowing where that's going to lead you. It's almost like, well, if I'm not moving, then I'm not going anywhere. But a lot of the times in relationships and partnerships, it's those times when you're not moving, when you're not accomplishing, when it's just boring, stagnant, that you can really see if you can spend your life with this person, if you can be in this partnership, this relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's, a romantic relationship, whether it's a parent-child, whether it's, a friend relationship. It's really time to take a seat back and take a look at that relationship and what it's giving to you. If it's giving you life, then by all means, stick with it. If it's completely draining you and you feel like you have to be this stern, authoritative figure all the time and you just want to let loose, then it's time to make some changes. And you guys are excellent at making changes. You love to make changes. You feed off of those changes. But a lot of times you don't recognize that you're making those changes. You think it's the world happening to you, but no, it's what you're putting out there. So be cognizant of that. Something that would have just passed is this new emotional frame of mind, and it's very pure. It's very pure. Obviously, this newness in this relationship, this seated movement in this partnership has made you realize some things about yourself that you didn't already know, and it's very pure. It's very, very pure. It's beautiful. It's almost like it's almost like you've been screwing yourself over in the past because you weren't using this emotional energy to your advantage in your relationships. So you guys are actually amazing emoters. You guys are amazing at expressing your feelings, expressing what you want. It's incredible to see an Aries get upset because it's so quick and then they're over it in seconds. It's like they needed to just blow it out in order to feel fine. But that's so different from the rest of the world who lingers and who loses sleep over something that would have happened to them. So keep that in mind. You guys are good at just blowing off steam. If that's what you need to do, explain that to the people around you. Listen, I need to just scream because I'm angry right now, and then come back and say, I'm sorry. Thank you for allowing me to release my frustration because that was bottling up. And then hopefully that person that you're dealing with isn't like a Cancer or a water sign that's going to hold on to it forever. Maybe not a good idea to lash out to a Scorpio, just saying. But I'm telling you guys, this new emotion that came in was like such a blessing for you guys because it really allowed you to release what you needed to release. So future card, definitely that empowerment. It's that empowerment that you guys are needing, but it's not the empowerment in the authoritative sense. It's more of a seated, I am now the king or queen of my domain. I've completely shed my old skin. I'm confident. I am focused. I am ready to go. I'm ready to make that forward movement. I'm looking onto the future. You're geared up. But it's only once you give that Fool card a chance in the limelight that I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I am, who I'm supposed to be. And that's exactly when you'll be empowered and enlightened and know your true calling and your true place in this world. And that will really give you a sense of empowerment. You right now are feeling quite good, feeling very abundant, feeling like your finances are in order. It's been a slow and steady climb towards these finances, and you might be tangled in some debt, but overall you're feeling like you're spending a lot. You're feeling like you can spend a lot. You're feeling like you haven't traveled enough and maybe thinking about travel in the future. But like I said, don't build too much up to your debt. If you can't afford a trip, if you can't afford that purchase, then don't buy it. Because a lot of the times with purchases, it's just filling an ego void and it doesn't actually serve our highest purpose. Unless you're actually buying something that you're looking at and it gives you absolute joy and you just feel amazing buying it and you have no regrets, you have no guilt about buying it, then make the purchase. My mom's advice is if you find something you love, sleep on it. If you still want it the next day, go buy it. If it's then you take the impulse completely out of it, because guaranteed you're going to see that beautiful coat and you're going to go home and you're not even going to remember it the next day. So it wasn't worth breaking the bank, okay? Keep that in mind. But right now you're feeling abundant, feeling like finances are finally coming to play, but still it was a slow and steady climb and still feeling tangled by debt, although it's still a lot easier to spend the petty cash. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, family and friends, looking really good. This was just like the Pisces one as well. Another situation that I gotta let you know, when family and friends are doing well, that doesn't mean that you can go to family and friends and take from them. Just because they're supported, they're rooted, they're grounded, doesn't mean that it's on you to go and uproot that. You know, your family and friends are doing really well because you're doing well. That's how that works. That's that synergy, okay? When you're doing well, your family and friends can stop worrying about you, and that inspires them to do well for themselves as well. So keep that in mind. Keep dancing, keep having fun, keep doing what you need to do in your Aries fashion, and people are looking up to you as always because Aries, number one. You guys are number one, okay? So hopes and fears. So this is the partnership. This is interesting because with the seatedness of the partnership being the current situation, not knowing where the partnership is going and needing that standstill and that slow momentum in order to realize what you really want, that's fearful, because when you finally stop and slow down, Aries, you're going to realize some things about your partnership that doesn't really jive well with your ego, with who you are and who you believe you are in this world. So maybe seeing that this partner is reaching out to you in some way, in a very pure way, and you're kind of like starting to really see their true colors. That's the fear. That's the fear. That's what's stopping you from taking that seat back, because it's like, if I'm not moving forward with this person, I'm gonna have to come to terms with the fact that maybe they're not 100% perfect with me, but I really just want this outcome with this person, so I'm not gonna take a second to even look what's going on right now. I'm gonna plow right through it. That's not healthy, because that's how a lot of divorce happens, that's how a lot of breakups happen, and that's how a lot of broken homes happen, especially when you pile through this relationship, this partnership, have kids, and then the kids aren't happy. Like, these are just things that you need to honor yourself with. You owe it to yourself to actually do some slithering, do some research, really get through the nooks and crannies and see what's going on in this relationship, because that's what's really needed this month, okay? And you hope that it's going to be all good, but you also fear for what you're going to find. Be honest with yourself, be honest with your partner, and it'll all work out. No matter what, you're going to be empowered, no matter what. But it's really just taking that fool's journey towards that empowerment. So final card here, because I'm rambling on quite a bit, as usual. So final card is, once again, to really get the message, take a look at what's going on, because the foolishness of just forward momentum and, this new emotional energy that definitely just came in, coupled with this sense of, freely giving your resources out, whether that's time, energy, money, and not really taking a second to look around and to empower yourself from a sense of love and from a sense of dignity and caring and honesty, that is really gonna screw with you this month. So keep that in mind. Don't lose too much sleep over it, because money can be quite the balance, but it's all in your control. A lot of the times with these relationships, the true fear is the financial outcome of it. I've talked to a Venus in Aries who it makes more sense financially for him to stay in this relationship that he's not necessarily happy in. And for me, that doesn't resonate. That doesn't feel good, because anybody who's going to stay in a relationship for the financial gain is pretty much like ensuring and concreting misery in the future, because it's just not substantial, So that's my spiel. I hope you guys enjoyed the read. Essentially, what it really comes down to is just taking that time to really question where you want to be in the future, who you're with, who you want to see on that journey with you, and maybe start to don't make any decisions yet, but at least start to do the inner work that is needed before you make any forward progress. All I'm asking you guys to do this month is to just take it slow. Don't do anything. Plan it. Think about it. Do the inner work. Venus is going retrograde I think on Friday. Venus retrograde is going to bring a lot of stuff from the past relationships to the forefront, maybe even a past lover coming in. So anything Venus related, which is beauty, love, finances, all the stuff that you didn't deal with in the past, that's coming now. Like, trust me, I've been with my husband for 8 years, and he's bringing up stuff from 7 years ago, and I'm just like, Venus retrograde. Like, that's all I can say. So keep that in mind as well. When that stuff comes up from the past, now is the opportunity to clear it once and for all, to get it all on the table, even if it's scary. Just reading another thing about honesty, where you actually have more strength when you're being honest. You have more physical strength when you're coming from a place of honesty than when you do when you're lying. And a lot of the times, you know, your blood starts pumping, your palms start to sweat when you know you have to tell the truth. That's exhilarating. That's exactly what an Aries needs in their lives, that exhilaration of honesty and truth. And even if the truth sucks and you don't want to have to get it out there, I swear on my life, you'll be so empowered once you finally release that truth to who needs to hear it. So my keywords for this month for you guys: take some time out, don't push forward, be honest. Any honest truth that you need to let out, now is the time to do it. Be brave. You guys are so courageous. Take that exhilaration that you guys are born with and infuse the world with your honesty so that other people can give their honesty back to you. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed your read. I am loving March so far, and I am enjoying being back in front of the cards and in front of the screen for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and for your beautiful, amazing comments, and I will see you guys in your birthday month of April next month. Love you guys. Bye.